Roger Andrews eagerly awaited his daughter Amber's return after a weekend at her mom and stepdad's house. As the door opened, he noticed an unusual silence hanging in the air. Amber, usually talkative and full of stories, avoided eye contact and headed straight to her room without uttering a single word. Concerned, Roger decided to give her some space, assuming she might be tired from the weekend activities. Despite Roger's attempts to give Amber space, her continued silence raised his concern. While preparing dinner, he subtly tried to engage her in conversation, but Amber remained tight-lipped. Roger suspected that something might have happened at her mom and stepdad's house, causing this sudden change in behavior. Something felt off. Roger Andrews, a single man, had been striving to make their 11-year-old daughter, Amber, happy since his divorce from her mother. They had agreed to joint custody, but Amber found it tiring to switch between households. She preferred spending more time with her father because of the proximity to her school and their better morning and afternoon commute. Amber had confessed that she didn't enjoy spending too much time with her stepdad, as he wasn't as fun as Roger, and they had little in common. Roger noticed Amber acting strangely since her return from visiting her mother. She wasn't her usual self. When he asked her how the visit with her mother went, she would just mumble something. It was very unlike her, and Roger knew that something was wrong. Was he right, or was he imagining things? Amber would stay with her mother and stepfather every weekend, and Roger noticed her reluctance every Friday. As he would pick her up from school, she would already be in an off mood. "Hey, pumpkin. Are you excited to be staying with your mom this weekend? Didn't she promise to take you shopping? Isn't that exciting?" Roger asked his daughter. However, Amber just looked down. She didn't seem like she was all that excited to be going. "I don't know, Dad. I guess it will be fun," she said hesitantly. Roger looked at his daughter through the rearview mirror. She looked very unhappy as she sat in the backseat. Usually, she was very excited to see her mother, but now, she wasn't her usual bubbly self. As Roger helped his daughter pack her bag for the weekend, he couldn't help how little effort she was putting in. She just grabbed whichever clothes and stuffed them in the bag. "Don't forget to pack your floral dress and sandals, honey. Remember you said you wanted to wear those when you went shopping with your mom," he reminded her. She then snatched the dress off from the clothes hanger and stuffed it into the bag. She didn't look happy at all. When Roger eventually dropped her off, she said, "Daddy, do I really have to go? I think I want to stay with you this weekend. We can watch the game and have pizza. It will be so much better than being here. Can you tell Mom that I changed my mind, please?" she begged. Roger was very surprised at this turn of events. He did not expect it at all. As much as he wanted to spend the weekend with his daughter, he knew that he couldn't violate the joint custody agreement. It would make his ex-wife, Jessica, very angry, and she would blame him for it, even though it was Amber who wanted to be with him. Roger turned to his daughter and said, "Sweetie, as much as I'd love to watch the game with you this weekend, you know we can't do that. We don't want your mommy to be upset. It would be very unfair since she also wants to spend time with you." Amber's face only got sadder, and Roger hated to see her that way. Little did he know that she had a good reason for it. Roger kissed his daughter goodbye, and she reluctantly got out of the car and made her way to the door. Her mother was there to greet her, and she waved to Roger as they made their way inside. Roger had no idea that his weekend was about to become very eventful. All he planned to do was relax and watch the game. However, it was going to be interrupted by something unexpected. That Saturday afternoon, as she was drinking a beer and watching the game on TV, he received a few text messages on his phone. Not wanting to be disturbed, he left them for a while. That was until his phone rang. When he saw Amber's name flashing on the screen, he wasted no time in answering. When he answered, his daughter's voice was frantic. "Dad, can you please come and get me? I'm finished shopping with Mom, and I want to come home now, please," she begged. However, Roger knew that he couldn't do that. How was he going to tell his daughter without breaking her heart? It was a very difficult situation for him. But when Amber started crying, Roger started considering it. "What's wrong, sweetie? Why are you so upset? Talk to me, please. I can't help you if you don't tell me what's going on," he replied. "I just can't be here anymore. I want to be with you. Mom is being very mean, and I can't take it anymore," she said through tears. Roger's heart sank as he listened to his daughter's distressed voice. Alarmed and filled with concern, he reassured Amber that he would be there soon. He hastily grabbed his keys and headed towards his ex-wife's house, all the while his mind racing with worry and questions. What was going on at his ex-wife's house that made his daughter so upset? Upon arriving at the house, Roger noticed an eerie silence that contrasted sharply with the usual lively atmosphere during Amber's visits. He found Jessica in the living room, seemingly unconcerned. When he inquired about Amber's distress, Jessica brushed it off, claiming it was just a typical teenager's mood swing. However, the knot in Roger's stomach tightened, and he decided to investigate further. Remembering that Jessica had security cameras installed around the house, he requested access to the footage. What he discovered left him in shock and disbelief. As Roger watched the surveillance footage, he witnessed an unsettling scene. Amber's stepdad, whom she reluctantly called Dad, was forcing her to refer to him as such. The man was manipulating her emotionally, using tactics that bordered on coercion. Roger's anger flared. Realizing that this went beyond a simple disagreement or parenting style, he was witnessing emotional manipulation. Fueled by a mix of fury and concern, Roger confronted Jessica about what he had witnessed. The argument escalated quickly, with Jessica defending her husband's actions, insisting it was a harmless attempt to strengthen their family bond. Roger couldn't believe what he was hearing, realizing the toxic environment Amber was being subjected to during her weekend visits. The revelation prompted Roger to take legal action to protect his daughter. He hired a lawyer and began the process of seeking full custody, presenting the surveillance footage as evidence of emotional manipulation. The legal battle that ensued was emotionally draining, with accusations and counter-accusations flying between the estranged couple. Roger realized that this was the reason why Amber was so reluctant to stay with her mother. Amber, caught in the middle of the legal turmoil, felt the weight of the situation on her young shoulders. She started seeing a therapist to cope with the emotional toll of the forced bonding sessions. The therapist became a vital ally in the legal proceedings, providing expert testimony on the potential harm being inflicted on Amber's mental well-being. As the custody hearing approached, tensions reached a boiling point. The courtroom was filled with an air of anticipation and anxiety. Roger, determined to provide a stable and loving environment for his daughter, stood firm in his pursuit of full custody. Amber, with a newfound strength, expressed her desire to live primarily with her father. The court, after careful consideration of the evidence and testimonies, ruled in Roger's favor. Full custody was granted to him, and restrictions were placed on Amber's visits to her mom's house. The judge, visibly disturbed by the surveillance footage, emphasized the importance of protecting Amber from any further emotional harm. Roger and Amber were overjoyed with the outcome. After the legal battle, Roger and Amber started rebuilding their lives. Amber continued therapy for healing, while Roger created a nurturing, supportive environment. Their bond grew stronger as Amber transformed, shedding the emotional turmoil. New routines replaced old memories, and supervised visits were implemented. Roger worked with therapists and authorities to ensure Amber's safety. Tensions between Roger and Jessica remained high despite the legal victory, making interactions during handovers emotionally charged. Amber, once hesitant, found her voice with the therapist's encouragement and her father's support, expressing her desire for him to be her primary caregiver. Her courage inspired Roger, who vowed to advocate for her in all aspects of life, leading them towards healing and stability. Despite challenges, Roger committed to improving Amber's relationship with her mother through family counseling, fostering open communication. Although slow, they took small steps to rebuild trust. Amber, facing the complexities of joint custody, found strength in setting boundaries and prioritizing her emotional well-being. During this time, Roger received unexpected support from friends, family, and Amber's school community. The shared concern for Amber's well-being created a network of allies who stood by them during the legal battle and healing process, reinforcing Roger's belief that they weren't alone in their journey towards a stable, loving family environment. With time, wounds healed, bringing normalcy back to Roger and Amber's lives. Amber's school performance improved, and laughter filled their home once more, strengthening the father-daughter bond. Despite lingering scars, they faced a future with optimism, having learned the value of resilience, love, and unwavering commitment to their loved ones' well-being through their life-changing experiences.